What's happening, friends? Welcome to Unlocked, the world's #1 Xbox show. We are in the heart of summer. It is episode number 306 for July 26th, 2017. Ryan McCaffrey joined by Alana Pierce. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Forever.
I know.
Marty Sleva. We'll get to more of you and what you've been up to here in a second. But first, coming up on this week's show, an interesting hodgepodge. Points for that word. You almost spit your drink. I like that.
I did, yeah.
Of Xbox news this week. We've got a little update from Phil Spencer on Xbox One X pre-orders. I know everybody's really anxious to find out when they can put down their money. A new Xbox Bundle has been announced. We've got a new writer being added to the Crackdown team on a good excuse to talk a little Crackdown, as well as Capcom doing a character redesign on Chun-Li and some other Capcom characters in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and Final Fantasy 15 getting a multiplayer mode and some news on when you can play that. So, with that in mind, Marty, you're shot out of a cannon there with Final Fantasy news.
I like Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I wanted to start with just again mentioning the IGN show on Disney XD, which you are one of the hosts of, and that's why you haven't been able to be with us.
I know.
For
People
the
keep
last
tweeting
month.
at me about it, and someone tweeted me, was like, "Why aren't you on Unlocked?" I'm like, "I don't have time." And they were like, "You sound really angry." I was like, "Yeah, I'm angry that I don't have time. Like, I'm legitimately angry that I can't be on the show. Totally not my call. It's just been crazy production working on the show that we're actually really proud of. It airs on Disney XD, and I said this on Beyond, but people seem to be confused about what the show is exactly. Someone thought it was a Disney podcast. It's not. It's like X-Play.
We should probably do that though.
A Disney podcast?
Disney podcast.
That'd be pretty
Why
cool.
not?
But yeah, it's like a variety show. We talk about Overwatch. We've been going to lots of conventions, doing like pieces at the conventions. I've done 2 separate like cosplay sort of documentary style videos, and it's a ton of fun. It's basically just bringing video games back to TV the way they used to be on G4.
And yeah, this week's episodes, you have some ComicCon stuff on there, right? From last week.
Yeah, I think we spoke about Shadow of War actually a bunch as well. That was at the Xbox booth at ComicCon. And I did my McCree cosplay from Overwatch, which I've been planning to do for a really long time. So yeah, those will be up Thursday and Friday this week.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good to see that. One other quick note, just sort of semi-relevant to Xbox fans. Sadly, I don't have like the David Letterman, like the physical copy that I can hold up and show you like a good host right now. They sent it to me digitally, but Marty O'Donnell, the composer, of course, of all the Bungie Halo games, in my opinion, there is no composer more talented in the video game industry than Marty O'Donnell. He has got thank you. That background music, I like that.
I was just hearing you on.
We don't even need to put it in post. It's fine. It's stop it.
This is, you know what I miss? Lana not being on the show.
Anyway, Marty O'Donnell has a new music album. It's a prequel album to his new studio, Highwire Games. They have a new game. It's for PSVR, so I know this isn't technically Xbox news, but whatever. Every Xbox fan loves Marty O'Donnell. The album is called Echoes of the First Dreamer. I have the digital copy that I'm very eager to listen to, but just wanted to mention it because if you're a Marty fan, it's Marty's first, I think, published music in a while.
Marty, congrats!
Oh, I thought you said if you're a Marty fan.
No, the good Marty.
Oh, God. I mean, he's not wrong. Do we know when Golem's coming out? That's not a 2017 game. Shut up a lot.
I'm trying to be like subtle background music right now.
More subtle. There you go. That's better. No, they have not put a date on it yet.
Probably not this year.
We did the IGN first on that over a year ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we really got, that was some serious early access we got to the game, but they're aiming to have it be a kind of a quote unquote real game in VR, like with actual narrative and longer than like a 15-minute sort of bite-sized experience. Cool. And I take it they're just kind of plugging away at it, and I would have presumed since I don't think there was anything on it at E3 this year.
I don't think so.
Maybe it was in the sizzle reel.
Possibly.
For 2 seconds. I'm not sure, but hopefully PSX. We'll see more
That'd be cool.
on that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to it. It is Xbox news time. Let's start with the Xbox One X. That is what is top of mind for many Xbox fans. Phil Spencer saying that the pre-orders are sooner rather than later without giving a specific date. He said on Twitter, quote, "Our plan is set for this. All approvals are now done." He's referring to the FCC approval hang-up that kept them from taking pre-orders in the first place. All approvals are done, so now just landing the announce with all the info won't be too much longer. Sounds to me
Exciting.
Yeah, tell me if you guys disagree. I mean, he could mean next week. I think he's probably going to be. We're going to be looking at Gamescom for this.
Yeah.
Maybe like a week before to kind of then they get some kind of momentum.
I feel like if this
into
was
it.
next week, he wouldn't have said anything, and they would have just dropped the announcement. So.
It's a good point.
And I mean, traditionally they've done conferences at Gamescom in the past. Like they did a conference where they announced the Rise of the Tomb Raider timed exclusivity. So it's definitely not unheard of. Maybe they go on. Although I don't think they'd like go on stage in Germany and be like they're available now, and then everyone in the U.S. is just asleep.
Also a good
Good
point.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know how Phil works.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Phil probably knows. I mean, I feel like,
Phil
that's in
probably
his
knows.
purview. Yeah.
Yeah, this is exciting. It's something people really want to be able to do. It's something that I kind of want sooner rather than later, so I hope we get it in the next few weeks, but anytime should be good.
Do you think that there's going to be sort of a shortage of Xbox One X's
I
this fall?
actually think that Microsoft has historically been pretty good about that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, right? Like,
I have a bit of the cynical take on this. I'm actually glad you
a
brought
purpose,
it up.
like a
I'm
purposeful
100%
shortage.
going to get so much hate for this, but whatever. I get a lot of hate for the show as it is. I think there will be a shortage regardless, whether it's an actual shortage, like hey, it's got it's some bleeding edge console tech with the vape cooling and all that neat stuff in it.
Or a marketing shortage.
But I also think it's very possible they might limit it because I mean, to be fair, Phil did say it's not going to the S is going to outsell this by a huge factor. I would imagine that they'll want to be able to say, oh well, we sold every one we made. I bet they don't make a ton of them for this quarter, whether either on
possible.
purpose or just by actual manufacturing.
I mean, also again, given
But
how
I do feel like
just
Microsoft
hope-
are usually pretty good about this kind of thing, though. I feel like, I can't think of a time that I've wanted to buy something Xbox related and not been able to. Whereas for both of the others, I've felt that way.
360s were
Both
tough
Nintendo
to get that first fall.
Very.
Yeah.
It took.
I remember having to
maybe
wait in line
initially.
for it at launch.
No, I think I still got one super easily. I don't know.
At launch?
I was also in
Okay.
Yeah, my family bought me one for Christmas. So I was like, I feel like it was.
No, it was in the U.S. I don't know why I remember this so vividly, but
obviously
it was.
regions make a huge difference.
Yeah, it was. It took till February for them to really.
Yeah.
It was those first 2-3 months were pretty.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Nintendo's the worst/best at this in terms of like it's still like we're just now getting to the point where you can walk into a store and get a Switch. Like,
I mean, even
Really? There's
Amiibo-
question marks.
Because I've been looking for one for my nephews for.
I think some
for
people were
Christmas,
saying
and
that they're
I
in
can't find
Best Buy and Target.
it. All right,
or Switch.
I'll have to take a look at the
Yeah.
show again, but.
crazy.
No, I just hope that everybody that wants to get an Xbox One X can get one. I mean, and that's obviously that's the ideal tipping point of manufacturing, right? If you're Microsoft, you don't want to have piles of them like you draws on a shelf.
God.
Yeah.
But you also don't want an NES Classic situation either, where you have pitchfork and torch.
Sure, you
Bob
don't want
outside
someone being
your
like, I
door.
have $500 in cash. I would like to give it to you. Where's my system?
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
and don't have too many scalpers like completely destroying the market for
That
it. But
too.
I mean, this year we've also had a bunch of, I think mostly with Nintendo, unfortunate pre-order situations with people having their pre-orders canceled, and just that's the one thing that I think is the worst thing that can happen in this situation is that you
you think you
allocate and then there's too many people pre-order and they have to cancel them and people aren't getting them. Like I really hope that is not a thing that happens. It's been a weird year for that.
What's astounding to me, welcome to NVC. So far, there is zero indication that Nintendo has either learned anything or just or adjusted their strategy for the Super NES Classic.
Yeah.
Like the Walmart, who now claims they accidentally put up those
Oh,
pre-orders,
some intern actually accidentally hit a button.
and it crashed their website, and there's just no word on those at all. Thanks, Nintendo.
Well, don't do that, Phil.
Don't do that, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be curious to see how many X's are available this fall. Speaking of Microsoft consoles, but ones you'll probably be able to find a little more easily, Microsoft announced a new Madden NFL bundle. They've had these pretty much every year for the last, I think, pretty much this whole console generation. The Madden 18 bundle will come, of course, with an Xbox One S. That's the 500 gigabyte variant, as well as the standard copy of Madden 18, a 2-week Xbox Live Gold trial, a 20% discount code for NFLshop.com, so you can go give the NFL more of your money, and a 1-month subscription for Xbox Game Pass.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I bet you we're going to see a 1-month Game Pass trial in
Just sort of in
every
bundle.
Every
It should.
bundle this
Yeah.
year.
I remember when I first got the 360 and before I got Xbox Live, of all the games that I had, like tons of them were coming with 2-week or 3-day trials for Xbox Live, and I managed to get enough to last almost 6 months without
awesome.
actually
Just keep
having to buy it.
stacking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
had so many of them that I just kept putting in, and it just kept stacking up. It's like, this is
And
great.
that's how you sell someone on the service. And eventually they're like, oh, well, it's up, but
Now I
I've
can't
That's
live without
exactly
it
what
the past couple
happened.
months.
It's like,
Yeah.
now I don't have it. I'm like, oh, I definitely need to start paying for it.
totally.
And you know how on Xbox Live you have that number that's the amount of years that you've had Xbox
Yes.
Live? I'm terrified of letting that lapse. Like, I
Yeah.
don't...
You don't want to lose it.
No, now I'm like, oh, I have this like emblem now that I have to refresh this constantly. Like, I can't lose that. I don't know what my number is. I should check. It's very,
Yeah, I've got that. Whatever. Mine goes all the way back.
Yeah, mine
to the
doesn't go
launch
back
version.
that
Yeah,
far.
whatever it
So
was,
it's
yeah.
just like, I can't ever lose this.
Yeah.
Got to keep it.
Yeah.
What other, speaking of bundles, what other games do you think there'll be sort of these bundles for this fall? Shadow of War, probably.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
Good
Probably a
candidates.
Crackdown bundle.
Speaking of Xbox One X's, weird thing at ComicCon when we played Shadow of War, they had Xbox One X's in the cases.
Yeah.
But I asked if it was actually running on Xbox One X, and they said no, it's running on PC. Which seems very odd when they were displaying Xbox One X's, but playing on
little
PC.
strange.
Yeah, and it was at the Microsoft booth.
Yeah.
Like I know when you played Assassin's Creed Origins, that was
definitely-
running off of an
That was an
Yeah.
Xbox
Dev
dev
kit.
kit. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, totally. Definitely on PC.
And then they had that. Did we put up photos of the broken?
No, because
product?
apparently that was also at E3, which I totally
Right.
missed at E3. They had the Xbox One X in this like really lit glass case,
It's
and
lit.
it was shut up, and it was sort of dissected like the bodies exhibit, or like that scene in Hannibal where he kills that dude and then just spreads them out over the course of like all these things. But it was really cool
really
to
cool.
see. It was like over
Yeah.
the course, it was like 5 feet long, and just seeing like every single layer of
Every
the
single part of
console.
it, yeah.
It was really cool.
But
that
yes,
that should absolutely be an installation in a San Francisco museum
To
of
see what every console.
console.
Yeah, like I would love to see like
I would go to that.
yeah, like what
Yeah.
an
I would
NES
do
looks
that.
like all the way
Yeah.
through now. Yeah, totally.
that is super cool. Hey, we're back to Nintendo again.
I mean, what a Sega Genesis looks like.
To actually answer the question of bundles, Shadow of War makes sense. Yeah, I feel like it will largely be third parties. Like Assassin's Creed, they've done that before. Like
Yeah.
that's a thing that
Well,
makes
I
sense.
see a Forza bundle, a Crackdown bundle.
What's
Maybe.
sure.
I
don't know.
don't know if they've done. They did a Horizon bundle, but I don't know if they did Motorsport. I'm sure they
6
did,
or 5.
and I'm just not remembering.
I feel like they
Because
have.
there have been a lot of bundles this
Yeah.
generation.
But there's also, I guess, there's some retailers do their own bundles, so it's separate.
That's true.
Sure. So
Yeah.
it's hard to know which one's
I
official.
feel like that has been a thing.
Yeah, we know there won't be a Destiny 2 bundle.
Yeah.
There won't be a Call of Duty bundle.
Yeah.
There won't be a Battlefront 2 bundle.
Yeah.
And that's that's all we can do is really rule some out.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty much on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I guess the one other note I wanted to make there, it's like, if you are interested in the Madden bundle, cool, buy it. But the thing I would counsel at this point, I know it's only July still, but remember that in 3 months' time, there will be way better deals than this. Not that, again, it's not a bad deal. You're getting, it's it's $280. So you're getting, it's effectively paying $30 for Madden and the discount code for NFL Shop and a 2-week gold trial. So, you're getting some value there. But remember, come Black Friday and the holiday shopping season.
I think that Black Friday is only a US thing, so I feel like for people in international markets that won't be as much of a thing.
Well, there's also
But
Cyber
there's definitely
Monday.
holiday.
Like
sales.
Cyber Monday's universal.
One internet.
I mean, I had never heard of it before moving here.
I mean, you could still buy the stuff.
Yeah, but I mean,
Amazon?
shipping. No, we don't use Amazon in Australia at all because it costs you
Maybe.
$80 to ship something.
What if you should get Amazon Prime?
It's not how that works. I'm just trying to be inclusive. Consider that there will be deals around the holiday that may not be related to the US.
Who did it?
And now we are financial advisors. Excellent.
Yeah, don't ever take
Don't
financial
ever
advice
ask.
from us.
Yes, it's terrible.
We're the worst people you could
I
possibly.
keep my cash in a boot. I have a boot under my bed.
Do you actually?
No, I don't. I don't.
I was like, oh,
my
sucks.
box spring's on my floor.
Yeah, that checks out.
Oh my goodness.
Is it yours?
No.
Former Halo and Destiny writer by the name of John Goff has been brought on to help on the writing duties for Crackdown 3. So they had a little panel at San Diego Comic-Con, and then Mr. Goff spoke with Paste Magazine afterward and talked a little bit about it. He said, quote, with Crackdown, I wouldn't say it's like working on comics and games like Destiny and stuff I've done with Halo, because I've done a lot of work with heroes and building the world through the hero's eyes. The fun thing we're getting to do with Crackdown here, though we still have the hero and the agents, I'm getting to spend a lot of time with the villains. We're building this cadre of villains that are the enemies you love to hate. And he says, some people take Saturday morning cartoon as derogatory and sort of in reference to Crackdown's visuals and its sort of general demeanor. I don't, Goff said. I think it's a gold standard. Those things have character that were incredibly memorable in the middle of some fairly forgettable entertainment. We're trying to make memorable entertainment with memorable villains.
I'm very happy to hear that. Like that's
definitely
one of the most meaty quotes that I've actually heard about the characters in the story, and I think that's great.
Yeah, a couple things. I thought Joseph Staten was writing
that was literally the first
Yeah.
thing I thought of before I turned the page. I was like, well, what's he doing?
You can have more than one writer.
Because wasn't he on Crackdown?
Recore.
Oh, he was on he was on Recore, and then he was on Scalebound, I think, at one point.
I believe you're
And then on to this.
because
Also, for all of the issues with Recore, it was a well-written game. I liked the writing in that game.
yeah, it was production values were, left a little something to
Mm-hmm.
be desired. I mean, technically Joe is he's like the overall writer for he oversees all the narrative for Microsoft Game
Mm-hmm.
Studios. Although strangely, we haven't seen him connected to Halo at all yet since
Yeah.
he joined. I wonder if they really should call him for Halo
Yeah.
6. Like
Hey, you got any
after
notes?
Halo 5, like maybe
Yeah.
we should call Joe.
Yeah.
He seems to know what to do. But I
Doesn't
confess
this seem like a weird time to bring a new writer onto a game?
Yeah, because this was on. Well, you don't know how long he's been here. This is like
Exactly.
the announcement. It was at their
Yeah.
panel at ComicCon.
kind of
which
like
focused on
what can
story.
we talk about at
Yeah.
at Comic-Con, which
They
is
had-
like creative people.
Yeah,
How about
like-
the writer of the game?
They had him. They had Terry
Yeah.
Crews on the panel, and so that's sort of what they focused on. Not a whole lot of new gameplay. Like they were on our live show, and it was sort of the same thing that we saw at E3. Still single player.
I'm going to go out on a little bit of a limb here. I'm a little worried about this game, just in the sense of
Is it coming out?
call it a
this year?
spidey sense from 15 years of covering video games that it got a lukewarm reception at E3 from us included. Like again, it plays fun, but it's clearly technically lacking, and multiplayer was MIA, and Phil's excuse for that, no offense Phil, I didn't think it really passed too much muster. He's like, well, we showed that 2 years ago. Like,
That wasn't a real thing 2 years ago.
yeah, so I mean, you've got they have intentionally aligned this video game with the launch of their super powerful new console. It doesn't pass the eye test at this point as far as the straight visual eye-popping graphics, and the whole technical innovation of the game, the
cloud.
multiplayer cloud-based destruction, has not been seen or heard from in 2 years. So I really hope they show that at Gamescom, because if they don't, I'm going to start to wonder if this video game is coming out in 2017 or has been scaled down.
Hey.
No. Don't applaud that.
I clapped.
No, I will start to wonder if it's either been just scaled way back from its original vision
In terms
or
of tech,
or delayed.
I'm expecting it to just have a huge open world, and that's how
Yes.
they'll I don't really care about multiplayer in Crackdown. Like I'm gonna like this game no matter what.
But I mean, that's neither do
I understand what you're saying.
But that was like the core pillar of their game when they revealed it. And
Yeah.
so is that still there?
You can trash the whole city with your friends. Like,
Yeah.
that sounds pretty fun. Like, I
Yeah.
want to check that out.
Yeah. I mean, most falls we have a handful of games that get delayed. Like we famously
Always.
had Tomb Raider the other year that didn't come out that fall, as we all remember. Remember? Rise of the Tomb Raider definitely didn't come out that fall. But no, most years a couple games slip. We already had, not on Xbox, but Ni no Kuni slipped from November to January.
Red Dead.
Smart move on their part.
Yeah, Red Dead slipped. I mean, it didn't have.
Didn't the
Technically,
first,
Shadow of War slipped from earlier
August.
in the
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
Didn't Ni no Kuni, the original one, didn't that ship in like a January or February?
Yeah, that was an
February?
early in the year
Great.
game. Yeah,
I think
totally.
it was like February 21st or something.
And so I'm fully expecting something else big to move. It could be Crackdown. I still think something on October 27th is going to move, either Mario or Wolfenstein or Assassins.
Yeah, it's a big day.
It's not going to be Assassin. Like, Ubisoft is going to.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it would be Wolfenstein either.
The ones that probably should move.
Who's more stubborn, Ubisoft, Nazis, or Mario?
In real life?
Nazis? Yeah, it's the Nazis.
Okay, Nazis are the most stubborn.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm like a little bit concerned that you had to ask, but
yeah, but I mean,
Mario seems like a
Mario's
stubborn dude.
Yeah, he's
Welcome
got
back
that hat.
to NPC.
He's got that hat.
All games are competition to each other on some level because consumers only have so much money. But I feel like Mario is not really going to affect.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think
the
Mario
other
is
game,
fine.
Wolfenstein or Assassin's
I
Creed.
can
also,
see
like-
people picking between Wolfenstein or Assassin's.
But
I can
also,
see that being
but those 3 games are like apples, oranges, and a baseball. Where it's like, all right, you're all sort of different. You're all fine.
yeah.
Yeah, that's baseball. Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying Mario is better.
Yeah.
is what you
yeah,
just
that's
said.
what
Oh, we decided Mario was baseball. Yeah, that makes
Well,
sense.
Marty did.
I mean, not necessarily. Yeah. Yeah, I guess the baseball would be Mario
Yeah.
because it's so different. Whereas
Yeah.
the other two, what's the Nazi fruit? Apples or oranges?
Wait, you didn't think the baseball was Mario in that?
Wolfenstein isn't
it's a-
pro-Nazi though, so don't call it a Nazi fruit. Like, what's the anti-Nazi fruit?
Peace and hope
Yeah.
and
The
tranquility.
That sounds like a grape. A grape.
Great.
Grapes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bunch
I'm
of
glad we
things.
got to the bottom of this. Which video game is which fruit? Join us next time on Fruitcast Unlocked.
Anyway, so
we'll discuss
I don't know.
apples.
Do you guys think Is Crackdown going to ship on November 7th, like they said it's going to?
I don't know.
No,
I
don't
think
so.
your concern is valid.
Yeah.
You don't think it is?
I do.
You do think it is?
Yes,
Okay.
but I'm not like totally sold on this. And you said that it got a lukewarm reception at E3. It's funny because one of the people who was most excited about it in this office was Kirsten, who is probably the only person in this office who doesn't really play video games. And she was like, I thought that trailer was amazing because she wants like the Terry Crews hype.
Yes.
Like she
Yeah.
was like sold. She was like, I would play this game.
Yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
loved it so
I feel
much.
like that is such a smart thing. It's almost like aligning your game with The Rock, where it's like you're going to find a new audience that
Well,
doesn't really care too much.
I also think that Crackdown is the kind of game that people who don't generally play games will enjoy. And like
Yeah.
I've said this before, but I love Prototype. Like I love those games. I love free running and just destroying a city. So I'm like 100% going to play Crackdown and I'm super stoked about it. And I think a lot of people who don't know anything about it will enjoy it as well. And maybe it coming out this year is not a good idea for it either. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe history will repeat itself. It'll get delayed till like February, and then it'll have Halo 6 beta access. Bundled with it. We'll just be like, we got it a time machine.
Yeah.
And went back 10 years.
What's old is new.
All right, so we'll see what happens there. As usual, I'm probably making something out of nothing. But if it does happen to get delayed, time code, just timestamp it.
You all have to buy us In and Out. Everyone who's listening.
So much in and out.
That's
okay.
We could just fill. Oh yeah, we should fill the table.
We replaced the table with
It'd be a
burgers.
table of In-N-Out burgers.
I feel like we should
Good.
spread those out over time. I don't feel like we're going to eat an entire table of In-N-Out burgers.
No, we're going to like put them here and then like laminate them so it's. A
Oh, it's going to be, it's going to, you remember the last
I
time
lock
we had,
it so it doesn't
remember the
go.
last time we had food on the show and you got chocolate all over the studio and you left a knife here?
Yeah.
I mean, an email saying who left the knife in the studio, and
wasn't-
everyone was like, "Those Americans." And
I wasn't going to own up to it, but then I was like, "Hey, you guys seen Crocodile Dundee?" That was me. My bad.
I could see that though. We could just, if we created a table surface of In-N-Out burgers, how many could we get through in one show?
I feel like you could get through 50%,
Yeah.
and then we add in Destin. Well, Destin and I eat on diets, so we'll eat 2 each, and then the rest is. Oh, no, Finnegan's back there.
Yeah, he could.
I
get
feel
out
like
here
Sean
and
could eat a lot of burgers.
chow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kinda-
Yeah. All right, we're good.
All right, we got a plan. Let's make it happen.
Please, we can't
No,
make it
it's
happen
fine.
because they have to buy us the burgers.
It's fine. Nobody should get us anything. We are here to serve, not be served.
We do accept gifts though. 625 Second Street.
Stop it, Marty.
Thank you.
Pair of unlocked.
94107.
Okay. I genuinely need help with this because I don't understand where this all came from, and I'm hoping you guys can help. So Capcom at ComicCon, Capcom
Comic-Con.
Yeah, we got it.
Cap Comic-Coms.
They came out and said that they are redesigning Chun-Li as well as some other Capcom characters in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And so here's the statement from Yoshinori Ono, the series boss, if it were. He says, the development team is hard at work finishing the game for the September 19th release date. And based off the feedback we heard, we are currently making improvements to Chun-Li as well as other Capcom characters. Since the work is still in progress, we don't have anything final to show you just yet, but stay tuned. So this is sort of the latest chapter in what I have casually observed as the community, which loves this series, has adored. This is one of the most beloved fighting game series to date. Period.
Capcom presents Marvel Comics.
But there's something went wrong since between the time Infinite was announced and now. The community really seems to. It's maybe too strong a way to phrase it, but almost kind of turned on this game. Like there's
the
really a
X-Men,
lot of.
dude. It is X-Men. That is what went wrong.
Tell me, please. Yeah.
So, I mean, the most beloved characters in Marvel vs. Capcom, especially in the fighting game scene, have always been the core X-Men characters who've been in there. And then this game, basically, the 3 first announcement trailers we had didn't have any. Like, that is...
There still aren't. The roster, the launch roster
So
is
no
almost
Wolverine.
complete, and no Wolverine, no character that is not owned by Disney proper.
Wow.
has been seen at any point. Right. So that's the problem. It's
Okay.
the
Thank you. That helps me understand. And I can see where longtime serious fans would be upset that they're not in there, especially when it's just politics, right? or money. Like,
So there's that, and then there's also a lot of competitive fighters. Like we ran a piece on this. The game doesn't really know who it's for yet. Like it's not being like, hey, if you've been with the series this whole time, we have developed this incredibly deep professional fighting game for you guys.
Yeah.
But it's also not the, hey, just pick up and play and have fun game for like casual people like me who doesn't want to devote that much time.
It's also like the story demo was just fanfic-y. It was just like weirdly written. So it's like
most
I
fighting
am
games
still
is.
excited about this. I'm sure Destin probably is as well. It's like if the people who are getting angry about this game are getting angry about the X-Men, it's like yes, I am mad about the lack of X-Men presence in this game, but I also am going to play it anyway. So it's like an anger for a thing that you love,
Right.
I think.
yeah, the same way we get
The reason
angry
I was
about
hesitant
Halo
about that
5.
is because I heard a rumor from someone in the fighting game community that they had been told that X-Men characters were coming as DLC.
Yeah.
Didn't hear this from
I've heard
anyone
that too.
official, but
Yeah.
like that's I was like, has that been announced or is that just a thing that I heard? But that's what I heard. So it's like I think that if that ends up happening,
We'll
it's
piss
kind
them
of
off
even worse.
more.
Yeah.
Being charged extra.
It's like you have to
for
pay to
your
get
favorite
Wolverine,
characters.
and it's like that will be terrible. Like I'm very interested to see if that happens.
And it's also just such a obviously the full roster isn't out, but they showed what the character select screen is going to look like, and the roster is so much smaller compared to Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or Ultimate and MVC 3.
Yeah.
And obviously bigger.
I mean,
isn't
even
necessarily
MVC
better,
was
but-
pretty big. Like, obviously, Ultimate was bigger, but even then, like, it did look bigger than the way this does. And it's the thing is, I don't think this is Capcom's fault. I think that it's a Marvel legal issue.
Well, but at the end of the day, the buck stops with Capcom.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a Marvel legal issue. The amount of characters isn't Capcom's fault.
No, that's
is
true.
Capcom's fault.
That's
But
true.
no,
There's
this
so
one
many
particular,
licenses, you know?
Chun-Li's face is really dumb in this game.
Yeah.
So this is what Chun-Li's face used to look like, and this is what it looks like now. She just looks really confused and dumb.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
weird.
so, and I feel like Ono especially is like, hey, this is a character that is beloved to me. We are going to, take the time to get this right because, these things in an age of streaming and screenshot sharing, like if you have sort of a technical wrinkle in the way some of your characters look, like
People are gonna make YouTube
Mass Effect,
videos about
Assassin's
it.
Creed,
Oh,
like
absolutely.
those will go viral.
I think there's probably at some point going to be a really interesting story about the development of this game. I'm still excited for it.
Yeah.
So am I.
And I suppose I would have to imagine too. So everything you guys just told me is totally helps me understand this situation. I have to imagine the really long wait between MVC3 and this one probably doesn't help the situation either. Like fans have been waiting for a long time for this game.
I mean, I was even annoyed with when Ultimate came out. Like it was it was a better game, but it was annoying because it's like MVC3, MVC3 Ultimate. I think they were just a year apart. Maybe it was a year and a half. But even then it was like Capcom just kept at that period of time, especially doing this thing where they would release something and then release the same game with slightly more content a year later. And it's like, why aren't you working on another Marvel vs. Capcom instead of giving me the same game to pay full price for again?
Yeah.
And they just like that.
That's in Street Fighter.
I was about to say, like, we had to deal with that on the Super Nintendo. I'm
my
sorry, we're
God.
on Nintendo
There's
again.
been,
But
like-
I lived through that.
There's been times where it happened in a positive way, which is with Dragon's Dogma, and then Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen came out a year later. Dark Arisen is so good that I was like, I'm okay with this, but it's still like this weird thing where it's like, stop trying to make me pay for the same game twice.
I have 3 different copies of Street Fighter 2 for Super Nintendo. It was
Same.
Street Fighter
Oh, yeah.
2, Street Fighter 2
Championship
Turbo,
Edition.
and Super Street Fighter 2. Oh yeah, Championship Edition.
That was the first
the first spin-off.
iteration.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the final one was Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Arcade hyper fighting. You got to add that onto the. It kept going.
It's so insane.
Monsters.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, the debut of Dragon Ball Fighters.
gonna say
a
that.
bunch of people jumped on that because that game looks gorgeous and it's 2D, hand drawn. All of it looks incredible. And then even
Wait, why are they jumping on it then?
jumping on it in a positive way. People
Yeah.
are like, this
Okay,
is what we
gotcha.
want.
Alright.
Like, this is the fighting game we
Yes.
want. And then also the announcement at Evo of
Also,
that.
Injustice is really good.
Yeah, Injustice is really good. But then also with 2D fighters, there's that Persona 4 Arena cross Ruby cross BlazBlue game that was announced. That
Didn't see that.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah, and so it's like all these properties that people love in this fighting game that everyone's stoked for because it's like the core engine of these games they love.
That's really interesting. Huh.
All right.
When was the last BlazBlue game? That would have been a while ago, right?
2 or 3 years
Really?
now.
Yeah, they've been.
I guess they just don't have a huge marketing budget.
Yeah.
But there's you talk about a dedicated little community. I know that series has
Yeah, absolutely.
some serious diehard fans
Yeah.
because I get press release emails from PR about something going on
Sure.
in the Blaz
Yeah.
world all the time.
Before we move on from fighting games,
Yeah.
just wanted to say because I've been traveling so much lately, I've been playing weird games. Like I've been jumping into things for a small amount of time and then jumping out. And the one that I'm playing through right now is Injustice 2. Like Destin's not here, but the campaign is really good. I like it a lot.
I'm really glad to hear
It's
that.
well written. One of my favorite parts so far is you fight against Scarecrow, and at a certain point, he actually releases Scarecrow gas, so everything changes in the environment, and he looks terrifying. It's really good. I like it a lot.
That's great. Well, speaking of Injustice 2 and fighting games, the top 10 for NPD, top 10 games for the month of June was released just the other day. Number 1, Tekken 7, topping the charts for June, followed by Injustice 2 in the number 2 slot. Number 3, I'll give you one guess. You don't even need that guess. It's Grand Theft Auto 5.
I would have guessed Minecraft, but it's
Well, it's no Minecraft
Grand Theft
on this
Auto
one.
5, man.
GTA 5, and then Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, which was the remake for PS4. ARMS for Switch at number 5. Breath of the Wild at number 6. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe finishing up the Nintendo section there.
Yeah.
Overwatch at 8. NBA 2K17 rolling right along at number 9, and Horizon Zero Dawn with some nice legs there. Sorry, that just female protagonist.
Nice legs, Aloy.
That's going to get turned into a...
Hey, maybe he thought that the dino had nice legs, like nice
Oh, you
little
could be
robot
right.
steps.
Yeah, they do
let's
have
go with
nice
that.
legs.
Yeah, they got good gams.
I'm gonna get roasted for that one, even though it was. Oh man,
Amazing.
How about I should just resign now because the backlash that went my way after that one.
Hey, but maybe in a couple months, ARMS will be at number 10. You could say ARMS has good legs.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be much better.
be better.
Yeah.
Anyway, Horizon Zero Dawn, the number 10 selling game of June. 2 fighting games topping the charts. I don't know if that's ever happened.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
weird. I mean, it's 2 fighting games in wildly, massively popular series.
Yes.
Yeah. And then GTA 5 has got to have so many people must own that game at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you guys think? What do you guys think the attach rate is for Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4 and Xbox One? So I'm removing entirely the tens of millions of copies that it sold for 360 and PS3. But just since you remember, it was November of 2014, so 1 year into these two consoles, GTA 5 came out with, of course, the first-person mode and all kinds of cool stuff. Doesn't it have to be like about a 50% attach
That's
rate
what, like,
for
my gut
both
says
consoles
50.
right now?
I mean, I own it
like
on
one
both.
out of every 2 consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
If you
bought
come
it
around
on
the
both.
office, the majority of us own it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it just continues. I don't know if it's been out of the top 10 since it came out.
One of the things with GTA 5 is I play that game all the time, or I get a desire to play that game all the time, to the extent that it's one of the few that I will not remove.
Oh yeah,
when I
you
need
want
more
to?
space.
That's 50, 60 gigs.
It's
that are
huge
just
and it
locked
takes
in on your
forever
hard
to
drive.
install. It's like it's insane, but I revisit it so much. Like, it's such a good game, and I feel like I don't know if I know anyone who doesn't even like it. Like,
It's
did we give it a 10?
we sure did. Yeah, I think it's
Both.
one of the
All 3 versions.
five or for sure 10 greatest video games ever made. I think it's that good.
It is really good. You should play it.
I should probably play it.
Yeah, you should really play it.
I should play it.
It's a very
Dang
good
it, Marty.
game.
I respect it.
I
I'm gonna play it someday.
feel like you don't even know what it
I'm
is.
Yeah, okay. I understand what it is. I've played every other GTA
Yeah,
game.
but I feel like it's deeper than the others.
Okay, yeah, sure.
You're not gonna play it.
Well, I'm playing Pyre. I'm very busy.
All right.
Religious basketball.
Passing out on that box spring on the floor.
All right.
With
First
the-
off, there's a box
next-
spring
next to
with
the
a
boot.
mattress on top. I'm not passing out. It's very nice. Many people have complimented on it.
Have they?
They're like, hey, yeah, and I have a very nice duvet, several pillows,
Wow.
multiple pillows. I have a throw.
How many pillows do you have?
I got like 8.
Oh, wow, that is a lot of pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got 6.
Yeah. That's a lot of pillows too.
That's
Well, apparently having pillows, the amount
pillow
of
game.
pillows that you have is supposed to be related to depression.
what? Oh no!
This is an actual study. It was probably on BuzzFeed or something terrible, but it was just like, oh, I got a lot of pillows.
I like it. Just
I like
sort
it
of
feeling like I'm in a pillow fort.
yeah.
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 you're Cleopatra in that bed.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I like pretending that there's someone next to me.
Feeding you grapes.
Grapes, the least racist fruit.
There you go. Grapes and Nazis, one and the same. Wait,
no,
anti-Nazis. No, grapes
anti-Nazis.
are anti-Nazis.
Antioxidants, anti-Nazis.
Classic grapes.
Sorry, Ryan.
Let's go.
Anyway, The Sims 4 was announced for Xbox One, and when I saw this announcement, I did a swear. I'm very excited about this.
Yeah?
She did a cuss.
I play The Sims when those games come out for a month hardcore.
Yeah.
Like just that month, The Sims is my life. And then never touch it again until another one releases. And
But you get a lot out of it in that month.
yeah.
That's
Sims 4 was what, 2014?
yeah, that's what I have written down here. That's this announcement kind of came out of nowhere just because these games are these games. The Sims 4 originally released on PC 3 years ago.
I was concerned they wouldn't do it at all, but they're super fun on console. And
Yeah.
the first one on original Xbox had this campaign mode that was like a story mode where you had to like move out of a house and like work your way up into these other cooler houses and like get promotions. And it was super fun. Like I hope that it has that again. It also had split screen co-op, which
Oh, wow.
in The Sims ruled. It was just like diagonal split screen and you'd both control cursors and can play The Sims at the same time. Like it was so much fun. Like I kind of hope that happens again. I have so many good memories of playing that with my sister. They rule. So
It's out November
excited
17th.
not happy about that. If it could come at any other point in time, that would be cool.
November
Like next
18th.
week?
Yeah, next week would be excellent.
Yeah.
That would be a great time to launch a Sims game.
Yeah.
But
November, not so much, but you know,
Yeah.
maybe I'll just have to not buy it.
I mean, I remember when The Sims first came out, it exploded like it became one of the biggest selling games of all time.
the first
in the beginning
game,
on PC.
first video game I ever bought. Like first one I bought myself.
And it was because it sort of broke through into the mainstream and not quote unquote non-gamers picked it up
Yeah.
and would enjoy it
All
as
my
well.
sister plays anymore. There's like a weird fork in our lives where I kept playing video games and she stopped, but she still plays The Sims all the time. Like loves it.
Yeah, I played a little bit of the original just to sort of because again everybody it was all the rage at the time, and I just remember making a house and then like locked I removed the door to the bathroom when my sim went in there and just started to struggle and then peed himself and then eventually died.
Good
And,
stuff. Yeah.
and then I kind of was done playing The Sims.
You're like,
That's
all
all I
right,
want. I did what I wanted to do in this game.
There's a slippery slope here if I keep walking, so I'm just going to turn this
I
off.
play them in the interest of making amazing houses. So I feel like I play The Sims the exact same way that I play Minecraft. It's like getting a job or getting skills and earning money is the same as mining. And then I'm just trying to make a cool house. That's it.
Yeah.
And then I make the cool house. And I'm like, all right, I'm done. I did the thing. I'm going to walk away from this and not play it until it comes out on the Nintendo Switch in 2020.
I respect the heck out of The Sims, and I expect that it's come quite a long way to The Sims 4 from where I played it back on the first one. I was always more of a Sim City guy. I love
Played a lot of
SimCity.
SimCity.
I've been playing that since like the whatever Mac black and white screen computers in the junior high science lab
Yeah.
had like the original version of The Sims on it, and I would just hours.
Yeah.
Hours with the
All those
Sims.
sim games are good. Sim Theme Park
Sim
was really
City,
good. Sim
Yeah.
Golf, Sim
Yeah.
Ant.
Sim Ant?
Sim Earth.
Earth. Sim Ant was where you're an ant and you have like an ant colony.
Yeah. That was
Wow,
a real
really?
game. Real game.
That's cool.
when the whole Sim franchise was at its peak.
Oh, yeah, I guess. And then they had Spore.
Yeah, well, it's not.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Will Wright doesn't even talk about that. I
The
don't
thing
think.
that happened.
Sometimes Will Wright is Will wrong.
I'll allow it. Finally this week, Final Fantasy 15 came out, almost a year ago now,
Yeah,
right?
last November.
Yeah. It's still going strong, and there is a multiplayer mode coming. It's called Comrades. There's going to be a beta test for that mode running next week, August 3rd through the 8th. Comrades will allow players to create their own custom character, then join up to 3 other players and take on multiplayer quests. Players will be able to create multiple characters developed by completing quests and customized with new clothing and items at the game's outposts. Is this kind of like the Mass Effect 3's multiplayer?
A little bit, yeah.
Where it's sort of that horde-ish.
Yeah, where it's like it's separate from the single player. It's not like there's 4 people running around and doing the actual single player stuff.
Cool.
But this
No
is one
4
of those
emo boys in the future
I
limo,
would
the future
love
Regalia.
4 emo boys to get in the regalia. But no, this game is one of those examples like Destiny of a game that has just gotten increasingly better since launch. Like it launched and it was good with some problems, and then all of a sudden they fixed a bunch of the problems. They've added so many crazy things, like you can now just drive off road and you drive wherever you want.
Really?
Yeah, you can do all this crazy stuff.
Oh, that's so exciting.
They've added these really great suite of DLC that really dives into the past and present and future of the side characters of Prompto and Gladiolus and Ignis. And then this is a game that, for the past year they've been championing and just making better and better, which I think is awesome. It's the same thing like Ubisoft does that a lot with like The Division or Rainbow Six Siege. And so I feel like this has been a generation where a lot of games have come out of the gate a little bit slow, but just over the course of time have become like just real bangers that everyone should play.
Even then I really liked Final Fantasy 15 when it came out. I liked it a lot. It's like maybe I should stop playing it again. I don't have interest in playing it multiplayer because there's already so much content in the game, but if it's going to add things for it's A, making me like, I should play that again now that there's updates, and B, like will potentially draw new players in, then good for them.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Between what you guys were just saying and a lot of what you were saying earlier, we're almost at this point where you could make a personal policy for yourself to not play a game for like the first 60 to 90 days, and then when you do play it, all the dumb crap will have been fixed, and other cool things will have just been added.
Yeah,
it's absolutely a thing, and I think it's kind of bad.
Yeah, it is.
We're in that position.
Yeah,
it's kind of bad for our jobs because it's like we have to judge what the game is right now.
Exactly.
Right, but it's also people buying something day one that is not really the completed package, which like Mass Effect was a perfect example of that. Like it's a really weird state that the industry is in.
Fortunately, does not apply yet to first-party Nintendo games. They seem to still be totally good out of the box on day one.
Yeah. No, that is a good point.
Yeah. But even Zelda's added some cool stuff since launch.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's
Little map tracker.
that's DLC though. It's not like patches. Sure. It's different, but yeah, it's strange.
And it's like there was a lot of frustration over Andromeda for many reasons, but one of them being like they did address a lot of the problems, so a lot of the technical problems with the game. And a lot of people were like, "Man, I just pumped 70 hours into this, and now it's like I slog through it. If I'd have just waited."
I mean, Andromeda is like an extreme case where that game should have been delayed. Just no question.
But man, it's just like it's that fine line you want to walk because you want to be part of that zeitgeist, part of that conversation when a game is shipping, and you're like, "Oh yeah, are you playing the new this or the new that?"
Yeah.
Like, "Oh no, I'm waiting 90 days till it's done."
I mean,
you'll have a better experience, but you won't have anyone to talk about it.
People even pre-order. It's like that's something that people, because they've already spent the money, want to play it immediately. But you're totally right, and that it'll be better if they wait. It's such a weird thing that is happening.
We're in a weird place.
So singular in a medium. It's not like, hey, don't buy this album the day it comes out because it's going to get better.
Yeah.
Don't watch this movie.
Don't see Dunkirk on day one because Nolan will fix the
weird audio mixing.
Yeah, that audio problem.
Dude from One Direction's face looks weird. So we're gonna, is that what he's from?
I don't know.
Harry Styles.
Yeah, he's from One Direction. He's in that movie.
He has like 2 lines. No one speaks in that movie.
Wow, that's weird.
That's the Ed Sheeran Game of Thrones cameo. Same
apparently,
British singers.
Apparently, he's very good in this movie.
Huh.
I want to see that movie so much.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody says it's so good.
Yeah, that's your Dunkirk hour.
There we go. Covering everything but Xbox this week, which I know our fans adore so much. All right. Marketplace report. Alana Pierce, it's so good to have you back. I want to hear more of your voice. What can we spend our money on this week?
Retail, you can get Fortnite, which I think is pretty cool, actually.
They did it. They did it. It's real.
I won't have to see this at Judges Week again for the 5th year in a row. No, I kid, but yeah, this game, it's been in development for a long, long time. This is Epic's first big game since Gears 3, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Done some VR stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, Robo Recall,
yeah.
which is extraordinarily well regarded.
Yeah.
They've been working on this for a long, long time.
People seem to really like it. Like I like everything that I know of it and have seen of it. I haven't played it. I'm super curious.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it, and to me, it kind of feels like and I don't mean to disparage Minecraft in this with this statement at all, but it almost feels like the game that when you kind of grow out of Minecraft, like when you get a little older, you kind of can graduate into Fortnite. It's a little bit more like there's more shooting and action, and it's sort of, not just the crafting.
I heard that there aren't any chests though. Like someone was tweeting about not being able to store things, which seems insane, but I could be totally wrong. People lie on Twitter to me all the time, so.
Why did you point to me?
Because you lie to me all the time.
Not on Twitter, just in
real
life.
In general, you probably lie to me on Twitter. Let's be real.
So.
I feel like I could look up your tweets and be like, "Oh, that was a lie."
No, those are deleted. You're blocked.
Oh, dang. All right, digitally we have Canadian football 2017.
There is a CFL game. This is so great.
What is this
with
game
those
like?
goalposts at the front,
It's all
the
just
end
Doug
zones to
Flutie?
smash into,
Yeah.
and
What's Canadian football?
it's just very close to American football, but with some slight rule changes.
Indoor and the
No,
goalposts.
nope, that's arena football,
Oh.
which is also cool. And there was a video game back for the original Xbox and PS2 that EA made, and they only made one.
Canadian football is where you apologize every time you tackle someone.
Sorry.
Let's see. That makes sense. That is $16. We have Grid Retro Enhance for $12.
How many Ds are in grid?
Grid.
Too many.
Pressure Overdrive is $13. Unbox Newbie's Adventure is $22.50. Fable Fortune is $12. It's pretty exciting.
That's for you.
Yeah.
I made it for you.
I obviously follow the Fable page on Facebook, and they updated their profile picture to the Fable Fortune logo, but the start of the F and the end of the E are kind of cut off, and it's just every time I see them on my feed, I'm infuriated. Like, who did this?
Orchun?
Just keep the whole text in your profile picture.
Abel Orchun?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
People are so mad about it too. Like following
Really?
that
Why?
page, the comments are just people are so angry that there isn't an actual Fable game. And
Oh,
they're
well,
working on this
their fault.
instead
That's
and
not-
didn't release Legends,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's brutal.
But the developers of this are ex-Lionhead, and they tried.
I know.
They probably wanted to make another Fable game, and Microsoft closed them instead.
It's absolutely not their fault. It's rough. Infinite Mini Golf is $15.
Mini golf.
Constructor is $40. Even Colony is $30.
Constructor, I want to stop on that real quick. Those guys came in. The lead developer actually came in, and it's coming later to the Switch, so it's out for obviously Xbox One this week. It's apparently I learned a little something about this. Apparently it's a little SimCity-ish. It's like a city management game, but more of at a micro level. Like you're managing your population and workforce and trying to sort of manage the populace and keep them happy and productive and reproducing.
Cool.
Apparently it's a reboot of Constructor from like 20 years ago or 30 years ago, and I guess it was really big in Europe, whereas it just never really broke into the U.S.
It's like World of Tanks in Russia.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I played it. The Switch version was cool because you get you get touchscreen access, but
It's
it
cool.
seemed pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you like city management kind of stuff.
Fortnite Founders Edition is $60. Conga Master is $10. Nice. Eurofishing Urban Edition is $25, and the Gigantic Starter Bundle is
I don't even know where to begin to unwrap that title.
What, Eurofishing? Urban Edition?
Eurofishing Urban Edition.
Well, you're fishing in urban Europe.
Urban Europe?
Why? Like, I don't know. Why do we need to specify what makes Eurofishing special compared to ocean fishing?
Or doing it like on the Rhine? Or are you doing it like a weird like standing puddle in Prague?
There are accordions nearby.
And
Yeah, baguettes.
Urban Edition. So we're like on the roof of a skyscraper, and there's just like a little
Yep.
fountain there, and we're
Classic
fishing.
Europeans. Yeah.
That sounds pretty That sounds classy as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah, I don't. That's a weird one to me.
On the marketplace, Destiny 2 beta is right now.
No,
Is
it's not.
Didn't it end?
Sorry, that's left over from
Yeah.
last week. Yeah, it just ended.
Yeah, that's such a shame. It just seemed like such a bad idea for them to have that during San Diego Comic-Con because barely anyone got to play it. Did you get to play it?
I ended up busy, but I got to play at the May
yeah.
gameplay thing,
Yeah.
so I can't.
Destin played enough for all of us.
That's true.
For full impressions, go watch Fire Team Chat every Friday at 5.
Go.ign.com/Destiny2.
Yeah.
Someone brought their console to SDCC. I don't remember who it was. Someone brought it. It might have been.
Yeah,
There you go.
Malkowitz.
Malkowitz did, so he could play Destiny 2. July Games with Gold. We have Grow Up from July 1st to 30th on Xbox One. Runbow from July 16th to August 15th on Xbox One. Kane and Lynch 2 Dog
That's
Days
over.
is over. Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, the video game, July 16 to 31 on Xbox 360 and Xbox One. August, we have Slime Rancher, August 1st to 31 on Xbox One. Trials Fusion, which I actually really liked.
Yes.
August 16 to September 15 on Xbox One. Bayonetta, also very good. August 1st to 15 on Xbox 360 and Xbox One. And Red Faction Armageddon, August 16 to 30th.
It's a really good
Probably
lineup.
on Xbox 360 and Xbox One.
Yeah, super strong
really good.
lineup.
I mean, Bayonetta and Trials Fusion in 1 month to me is like, whew.
I mean, Trials Fusion's the least awesome Trials game, but it's still real good.
Well, calling it the least awesome is a weird choice of words.
Yeah,
I feel
because
like it's like one of the most ridiculous.
I didn't want to call it bad. I just wanted to say
The least-
the other ones are
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, I
but this
agree.
is it's still really good,
Yeah.
especially for free.
Yeah. I remember the opening theme song is like, welcome to the future.
Yeah.
Man, machine, the future. I don't know why I know it so well. And you have this weird like Cortana lady who speaks to you
Yep.
throughout that game. Like whenever I play the Trials games, I try and this one with squirrels, try and collect all of the things, which means playing a lot of Trials in a small amount of time.
And those challenges get real tough.
They really
real tough
do.
by the end.
Yeah, I've thrown controllers over Trials.
It can be a painful experience.
And then you watch reruns of someone doing like one of the harder levels and they just nail it. You're like, how? How did you do any of this?
Yeah.
God.
I don't know Slime Rancher, but on Twitter
see
people
that.
tell me it's good.
Okay.
So
That's a solid
First
lineup.
person that had some slimes.
I'm gonna go with
I
that.
did some investigative journalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
I'll report back next week with some more details.
Thanks, Marty.
Obviously, also Bayonetta is awesome. And you should.
Bayonetta's great.
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta.
It's about Wonder Woman.
Oh, nice. That was good.
There you go.
There you go.
We got it.
Good chat.
All right, let's hit the road. But before we do, Unlocked Block Trivia, your chance, Alana, to get back in the game. Also, Destin's not here, so Marty, real good chance to twist the knife on this one.
I also know the answer to this one.
Oh, no, Destin, did you hear that? Unlocked Block Trivia is, of course, our weekly Xbox trivia game where you guys write in with your trivia questions, and I ask these kind panelists. Marty leads for the year with 11 points. Destin.
You overtook Destin while I was
Oh,
away?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, good job.
Thanks.
Destin's at 8 points.
Yeah.
So you've got a pretty
Wow.
good cushion going here.
How many weeks was I away for? Since before E3.
It's,
What year is it?
it's the year 2065.
Yeah, have you ever even been here since E3?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Man. You're at 7 points, so you're still in it for despite your
Shout out to
Disney
Phil
show
for the help there, too.
absences. Yeah.
All right.
So here we go. It's this question comes from our friend Christopher Kalendaropoulos, who made last year's trophy for trivia,
Nice.
which Destin got, but looks like Marty's gonna get this year's. He says, this is a good question. I happen to know this one as well, but I like this one. The Halo 2 soundtrack, which Alana was kind enough to... Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, that's Halo 3.
You're right, it is. It's definitely Halo 3.
The Halo 2 soundtrack features an uncredited cameo from a popular musician who requested to be on the album purely for his love of Halo. The track
Halo
was...
2 the one that has Breaking Benjamin?
Yeah. The track was called Epilogue. And who was the uncredited guest artist on the Halo 2 soundtrack? Was it John Mayer? Was it Chris Cornell? Was it Steve Vai or Eric Clapton?
I don't know. I feel
Marty
like
is
at some
confident?
point I have known this, and that's why I'm angry. It's A or D, but I think it's A.
Going with A, Marty?
It is A.
It is. Yeah, I knew this one too.
Yeah.
It's John Mayer.
Yeah.
He's a big Halo fan, and he just went in and laid down a few. I read about this years ago. Marty told the story, and that's really cool. John Mayer just came in and played a little bit on it, which means Destin falling behind. You've now caught Destin, so
Suck it, Destin.
it's a tie for second place. Marty, though, with a 4-point lead.
do that. Did they ask a bunch of banjo questions?
I don't think they asked any banjo questions. I think I've just known the answer, I think 3 of the past 4 weeks.
Lucky.
He's paying me off. He's bribing me.
Paying him off, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't
Actually,
seem like
I ran a John Mayer fan club. This is like Slumdog Millionaire, where I have a deep story into why I know each answer.
It's like the what was the trivia question? It was a trivia question at one of your trivia nights was who wrote The Godfather,
Yeah,
the
Mario
original
Puzo.
author,
Yeah,
and I know the answer to that. A, because of a Childish Gambino song, but also B, because I had a neighbor who had one of those fighting fish, and they named it Mario Puzo.
So that was your
Like,
Slumdog
that's
Millionaire
how
moment.
I know that.
Yeah, Chaiwala
which is
Mumbai.
so bizarre. Slumdog Millionaire.
All right, there we go. Let's hit the road.
All right, let me leave. Let's hit the road.
Yeah, I mean, we're done. This is the end of the
Talking to me
episode.
now?
Yes.
It's the end of the
That's
episode.
fine. You're allowed to do that.
Thank you.
Go.ign.com/Destiny2. We're wrapping up our month-long Destiny 2 coverage. I'm speaking for Destin. He's actually really done a lot of hard work and delivered a ton of
awesome
really cool, all new, all exclusive Destiny 2 content. So get caught up there. You can follow me on Twitter at DMC_Ryan. And that's pretty much all I have going on. Alana?
I am on all of the social networks as at Charlanazard, and yeah, basically my full-time job right now is the IGN show, which is on Disney XD at I think we're 9 p.m. now or 9:30 p.m. I don't know, but you can also check it out online every single morning because we publish online as well. So
Nice.
Yeah.
You can find me at McBiggity, and then I have a big movie review next week. I don't think I can say what it is yet. I'm going to New York for it. So
Duck Dynasty, the movie.
yeah, Duck Dynasty. There are plans for Duck Dynasty and
We
the
do have
mug.
Just like the
plans.
Mass Effect trilogy, huh?
Duck Dynasty
Well,
and,
no,
and
that
the
one
mug.
we let go.
I mean, that one I would have to quit.
Yeah,
When I quit, though, that'll be it.
that's true.
Someday I'll leave.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
That's just how jobs work, right?
Yeah.
They have
What
to
if-
fire
what if
me
they
at some
fire
point.
You, then
They
you
have to fire
you
me
have
at
to
some
quit.
point.
I think they'll like try and fire you.
You
Like,
can't
I'm sorry,
fire me. I quit.
because of Mass Effect. I have to quit.
Also, you stop doing your job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shrug.
Eh.
What are you gonna do?
We're here. We did our job.
Yeah.
We delivered the 306th edition of Unlocked.
Go.
Oh, also, if you're going to be at
Yeah.
PAX at the end or at the beginning of September, Alana and I are going to be there. We
Yep.
have several panels,
Multiple.
Saturday night and then all through Sunday, and then a bunch of off-site events as well that we're planning. So
Yeah, that
just
sounds super cool.
yes. So if you're in Seattle at PAX, we're gonna have a ton of stuff. If you're at PAX, and then some cool stuff even if you're not at PAX, just in Seattle.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good stuff. All right. Thank you, guys. And we shall return. Same bat time, same bat channel next week.
Bye.